Hello Mila, hello Jack, hello everybody else who's watching, and welcome to Storytime with Grandad. Today's book is from the Garden Gang, and it is Simon Swede. Simon Swede was sweet. In fact, he was so sweet that everybody loved him. He always wore trousers which were much too short. Although he had grown out of them, he said they were very comfortable, and that it was more important to feel comfortable than to look smart. Simon was fond of all living creatures and was always kind and gentle to them. Once he made friends with a grasshopper, but after a few days the lively creature hopped off into the long undergrowth and was gone. Simon was sad and looked for another pet. He only had to speak to a cat and it would follow him home. His parents often found it embarrassing when they had to return a struggling cat to the place where Simon had first seen it, hoping that it would return to its rightful owner. One day, a hedgehog wandered across the garden, and before you could say, "Prickly Pete," Simon was chatting. "Will you be my pet?" he said. "Sorry," said the hedgehog, "but I'm afraid I shall be too busy. Come along, children." Out of the flower bed wobbled 5 fat bodies. Simon Swede's chief love was dogs. He thought and talked about them all day, and dreamed about them all night. Simon was a very athletic little Swede, and he pictured himself running through the cool, shady woods with his dog by his side. Oh, what fun they could have. "Please, oh please, may I have a dog?" he asked his mum and dad one morning at breakfast. "No," they told him, "we don't think you are old enough yet." "But I am," said Simon, "and I promise I would take very good care of him." But still they said no. It was autumn time, and the red and yellow leaves were fluttering from the trees and forming a colourful carpet on the flower beds and the lawns of the garden. Simon was leaping and jumping across the orchard in his usual energetic way, when from far behind a tree came a whimpering sound. Simon peeped round the tree and was surprised to see Spot the dog, who belonged to Mr. Rake the gardener. His leg was caught beneath tree roots and he was covered in wet, sticky mud. Simon soon had Spot's leg free. "You can't go home like that," he said. "Come with me." Spot obediently went to Simon's house, where Simon bathed him, dried and brushed him, and he looked smarter than he had ever looked before. "You can go home now, Spot," said Simon, and off Spot went. Mr. and Mrs. Swede were so proud of their little son. "He's so sensible," they said. The Garden Gang were becoming more excited each day because it would soon be Christmas. Mums were making Christmas cakes, plum puddings and mince pies, and the children were helping by being especially good. Dads were sawing logs for the fireside, and some were making toys. Simon Swede looked out of his bedroom window on Christmas Eve. The garden was bathed in moonlight, and everything was peaceful. He still felt a twinge of sadness at not having a pet. Never mind, it's Christmas Day tomorrow, he thought, and I'm sure to get a lovely present. He did. Waiting for him was a cuddly puppy dog. The end. Goodbye, Mila. Goodbye, Jack. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.